Hello everyone, I'm back again. A couple of days ago, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she mentioned that during the holiday period, she was meant to go and spend Christmas with her really close friend who she'd known for many, many years. And on the day that we spoke, she found out that she couldn't actually spend Christmas with her friend's family. Firstly because of COVID, and actually because of COVID, I think. And she was sharing how this had unfolded, and I observed that there was a raw feeling underneath that. And the thing is that I know that raw feeling. I've lived it. And I can guarantee that many of us have that raw feel, have experienced that raw feeling at some point or the other. But it's more prominent and more tender and more visible in those of us who have estranged relationships with our families, or who are orphans, who don't have their parents or a family to spend this particular time of the year with. As you know, this time of the year, there's so much excitement about gift giving and spending time with family, and looking forward to the end of the year and greatly anticipating what the next year will bring. And we get caught up in the rush of it all, but the real feelings, the real vulnerable part of us never stops feeling what it really is feeling. And so it starts to feel unsettled within this environment of excitement, or even what I refer to as chaos. The thing here is that I want to take a minute to honor all of us who have a very strange relationship with our family, and those of us who have been orphaned, whether energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, in some way or the other, and how this time of the year can feel extremely heavy for us. It can feel extremely isolating, and even cause us to go into a spiral of lacking self-worth, in the sense that we are not worthy enough to be loved, to belong to a family. And I speak of this not just from observation through my clients and friends. I speak of this from my own personal experience as well. I know many, many years I spent, when I moved from India to, first when I moved to New Zealand, I spent many, many years latching on to anyone who would invite me to spend the holiday season with them. It was almost like a security blanket that I needed, so that I didn't have to sit by myself to feel my feelings and to feel the isolation. Not to say that it's important to sit with it and be alone during this time, but the unhealthy attachment of running towards something that doesn't even have a solid foundation, just so that we do not feel the pain, actually causes us to feel a lot more pain. So I really, this time of the year, want to honor those of us who feel so tender, who feel so raw, who feel so alone, and who feel so incredibly, I guess, to be honest, we feel incredibly separate from life. We feel incredibly separate from what society builds this time of the year to be. Everywhere you look, it's this excitement of spending time with your families, excitement of gift giving and spending, interacting with your family members, which is a beautiful thing to know and to feel and to even have. It's a real gift to have a family that you feel like you belong to. But most of us, and I can guarantee you this, whether we actually consciously own it or not, don't feel like we belong to our birth families. And as we become adults, we start looking for these families in others. And this is where this fine line between seeking for a family that feels safe and secure for us and latching on to a sense of family that doesn't have a solid foundation can actually re-traumatize our experience. So there are many of us, particularly this year due to COVID, who may be spending these holiday times by ourselves. And I want to remind you that firstly, it is absolutely okay to be by yourself. It's the pressure that we feel from society and the expectations. So when you talk to your friends or you talk to someone and they talk about their plans to be with their family, it can be a trigger. And to honor that trigger and to hold that pain that gets triggered and be gentle with that pain. Because we're not here to shy away from it or hide from it. We're here to fully acknowledge it and to fully embody even that pain, like a beautiful, gentle energy that only needs to be acknowledged and then to be released back into nature, into the universe. And those of us who are still afraid of spending time by ourselves and are looking for company, I hope that you do find that company, and I hope you still know that even if the company doesn't feel safe or fulfilling, that you are loved and that you are cared for, and that what society projects as family to be is not the end all and be all of it. We are here, and I can speak for myself. I am here today. For the last 3 years, I can honestly say that I have spent this time of the year on my own. I let go of these unhealthy attachments that I had grown accustomed to. I let go of the need to latch on to anyone who will invite me into their family just so that I'm not alone for a few hours on Christmas Day or any other celebration. And I let go of that need to attach. Not to say that I have let go of the need to belong and to be with people and to feel safe and secure, but I've let go of the need to feel like I need to be with someone in order to feel less alone. And in this journey of sitting with my pain and sitting with the discomfort of knowing that there are lots of families around enjoying their company, I recognize that the only company that matters most at the end of the day is the company that I give to myself. And I know it's easier said than done. And I know that it is really painful to acknowledge this, but I want to speak about this because I have lived through this pain for many, many years until I let go of the need to re-traumatize myself over and over again every year during this time of the year. And at the same time, I'm saying I am not detaching myself from company. I'm not detaching from myself from the sense of belonging that I crave and that I long for. And we all feel this. I know I'm not alone in this. And I can feel it in every cell of my being that I'm not alone in this. And I think that's why this energy wants to speak about this in its raw, unfiltered, unedited format. So ultimately, what I'm really here to say is that I want to acknowledge that for many of us, this time of the year is very difficult. And for many of us, it is very difficult to sink into that feeling of pain that sits underneath like a shadow, dictating every minute of every hour as we walk through life during this time. And I want to say that you are not alone, just like I know I am not alone. We're in this together. How we're in this together is very much an energetic connection. And I know that we're so attached to the physical connection to give us that sense of belonging. But I can promise you the energetic connection is just as real, in fact, far, far reaching than the physical presence. And I want to bow to those of you who are actually choosing to spend this holiday season by yourself, because you've recognized that the company that you can give yourself is more enriching than if you're around people where you don't feel safe, secure, and like you belong. So I bow to you. I bow to you for your courage. I bow to you for your inspiration. And I bow to you for willingly recognizing your tender parts and honoring that in the best way that you can. So, that was a lot. But I felt called to share this, and now having shared this, I feel a sense of relief in my body. And I hope there's one person who is hearing this and feeling like they can relate to me, and in that sense, our hearts belong to each other. Thank you so much. I wish you a beautiful break wherever you are, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.